Surprise, it's been a while. I am 16 weeks pregnant. Before we get into anything else, I just wanted to say, hey, hi, how you doing? I've been busy over here. No, it wasn't planned. I know the questions are going to come. No, it wasn't planned. This is our shocker baby. My husband and I thought we were done. So now that we got that out of the way, we're still very blessed, very happy. And a baby is a blessing at the end of the day. The kids are so excited to have a sibling. It is a little girl. A lot of people monetize their pregnancy, monetize the gender reveal. And even though I did a few videos on TikTok and Instagram, like kind of like that, I don't know. I'm just not one of those like mommy vloggers. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of wanted to make this video today because it's been a while and I do get messages that are like, where have you been? And I just wanted to say hi. I also wanted to explain a little bit why YouTube is not my favorite platform anymore. As many of you know, I started on YouTube as a DIYer and people are very angry with me that I no longer have a passion for that I don't want any parts of the DIY community. You guys have to understand that the DIY community is very toxic. It is a lot of people who expect you to be who they want you to be, expect you to use the tools and the items that they want you to use. And if you don't, like, you're the most horrible person on earth. And it just became this thing where, like, you cannot win. It doesn't matter what you use, what you don't, whatever. You cannot win on YouTube sometimes in the DIY world. And it took a toll on me mentally, physically, emotionally. I've explained this a lot of times, but I really got upset because I started to get these comments from my latest video that was like, oh, you're this, you're that. And I just like, I watched back the video and I was trying to figure out like what people were talking about. And all I could see was a happy person who was not fitting into this tiny little box that everybody else wanted me to be in anymore. And I was finally talking about things that I wanted to talk about. And I was finally showing my real, true, raw personality. Whereas before, I was this meek, mild little DIY crafter who cared about what people thought about me and who wanted to fit in and wanted to be who other people wanted me to be. And I've just learned and grown so much since then. And people were saying like, oh, she's sniffling. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but like, I don't know. That's just kind of how I talk. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I was watching back trying to figure out like, what are these people talking about? I don't know. That's just how I freaking talk. Like, I don't know. And I dealt with this way back when. People would be like, oh, I hate your voice. And you know, after a while, like a person is only so strong. A person is only so resilient to the negativity to the point where I don't have time for it. And I don't need it in my life. I don't want it in my life. And I don't care for it. And so I was just like, you know what? I felt like people were pushing me off of my own channel because I was not who they wanted me to be. And I'm just here to tell you that I spent my entire life trying to be somebody for other people. I'm now 35 years old with 2 houses, my own children, my own husband, my own life, and I refuse to fit into a tiny little box because other people want me to. And I guess that's just the message that I have for you today, because I truly want this channel to be a light for people. You know, I was talking with somebody today. I have ADHD, so I'm all over the place, so hopefully you're following me. I was even like this in my crafting videos, so I don't know what people are talking about. But anyway, anybody who's ever been down that road that I was on knows that I was not doing anything wrong. And I know that. Like, how do you go from a house to a bigger house doing bad things? The two don't mesh. You see what I'm saying? But I want this channel to be a light at the end of the tunnel for people. Again, I was talking to somebody earlier, and I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I was very upset that people thought that ill of me. But then I just had to take a step back and realize that this world is full of such miserable people who want to tear you down to make themselves feel better. And I want to be somebody who helps you not to give a shit what other people think about you. Helps you to become your highest version of yourself, because that's something that I work on every single day. Becoming a better version of myself. Being better, doing better, having better. And some days I fall short of that. Some days I remain the same person I was yesterday, and that's okay. But the point I'm trying to make to you is that every single day I wake up, I do my very best to put one foot in front of the other and become better than I was yesterday. And that's not easy when you work on social media and you have a lot of eyes on you. What you guys don't know here on YouTube is that I'm very present on other platforms because they're not so negative and so rude. They took my switch well because they were happy for me that I was doing what made me happy. And I think it really pissed people off when I changed this channel name from All Things Crafty to All Things Aligned and Abundant, because it spoke more to who I am today. I'm not All Things Crafty anymore. I haven't picked up a craft in I don't know how long. I watercolored the other day. That was fun. But like, as far as day to day slaving away behind a craft desk, giving up time with my husband, giving up time with my children, literally having absolutely no life is not for me anymore. To please other people, to feed their addiction, they're accusing me and they're mad at me because I'm not feeding their crafting addiction. Well, I'm sorry, but if you knew what that did to me mentally, physically, emotionally, and you really truly loved me the way that people say, oh, you're the best crafter, I love you, I miss you. If you really loved me and missed me the way that you say you do, you would never ask me to do that ever again. I was holed up by myself with just me, craft supplies, and music, having to push my children away, having to push my husband away. He'd be like, you want to go to the store? I'm like, I can't. I got to get this craft out. You want to go here? I can't. I got to make this video. I got to edit this. Like, why do you think so many crafters are dropping like flies? I can name 5 right off the top of my hand right now who left YouTube DIY world and went and started some kind of other business because they just couldn't anymore. What you guys see is a pretty polished, edited video. You don't see all the things that go into that. And I'm just here to tell you that it wasn't for me anymore. And that's okay. People learn, people grow, people change, people evolve in life. And that's what I've done. I've evolved. When I started YouTube, I had 1 child. I was pregnant with another. Now I have 3 children and I'm pregnant with another. I could not imagine doing what I did back then now. And I'm proud of myself for standing up and saying, enough is enough. I will not do this anymore for the name of subscribers, for the name of money, for this, for that. When I stepped away, it was scary. That was my main source of income, even though my husband owns his own business, whatever. Social media did truly change my life. And stepping away from the thing that got me to where I was at was a very scary thing. But I had to trust myself, trust God, and trust my higher self that I would be okay. And I was. And I think that's the message that I am put on this earth to teach and to share and to let you guys know, because I've walked the path. I've been there. I've done that. Everything you could ever think of, I've literally manifested with my mindset, with believing in myself, with knowing that I could, with trusting. That's the biggest part. We are so conditioned and we are so mentally, I don't even know the word for it. I'm not the best with my words. I have a hard time getting out what I want to say in like a right way, right? So hopefully you could bear with me, but we're so conditioned to think that we have to live a certain way and we have to abide by these certain rules, and it's only XYZ, and you have to work a 9 to 5 and you have to go to college and you have to do this, that, and the third to get where you want to be in life. And I'm quite literally living proof that it's not true, and that the laws of the universe are so beautiful and so forgiving and so abundant and so loving that if you truly trust your path and trust yourself and where you want to go and what you want to do, and you take baby steps to get there, people think you like jump and leap from here to there. And it's truly just taking baby steps every single day. Trusting yourself, taking baby steps. And it took me a while to trust. It took me a while to take a deep breath and be like, I don't have to do this. I don't have to live this way. I don't have to think this way. I don't have to be this person for somebody else. For what? What is it doing but only making me miserable? And so I've just learned that my gift and my calling in life is to truly help people and give them that push and be that hype man that they need to get to the next step in their lives that they want to be. And it took me a long time to be like, you know what, this is who I am. I'm happy with this person. I love this person. I love myself. I'm proud of myself. I wasn't always comfortable. You guys can go back and look at my videos. Like, I literally was this meek, mild, like, oh, because I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I wasn't comfortable being me. I was scared of judgment. I was scared of, excuse me, what people would think about me. Confirmation burp. And now I'm a spiritual being. I've learned so much. I've done so much. And I'm just here to show you and teach you the same thing. And I'm really proud of that. So anyway, I know it's been a long time coming. But again, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm just that way. Like, if you're gonna talk down and say bad things to me, like, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna say something back. I'm a Gemini. Anybody else relate? But it just really hurt my heart. It hurt my feelings that people thought that ill will of me and like saw everything that I've done, and then I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna forget about that going forward. I'm really, really, really going to try my hardest to upload on this channel consistently, because I do know there's people who love me and who don't care if I'm crafting. They don't care what it is I'm doing. They just love me and they just want to be in my presence, in my energy, hear from me. And I think that I have a lot of life-changing things to share with you guys, and I'm really excited to do that. So anyway, drop a comment down below. How long have you been here? Are you new? If this is the first video you're ever seeing, you're probably like, what is this lady even talking about? But going forward, I really do want to try to just bring you guys messages and enlightenment and a pick-me-up for the day. That's kind of what I was trying to do, but I got a lot of pushback, and I think still back then I was very, I don't know. I learn and grow and change every single day. So I think I was just like, well, if people don't want it, I'm just not going to do it. But you know what? This is my channel. This is something I built off my blood, sweat, and tears, off my time. And it's mine to do with whatever I want to do with it. I think people don't understand that either. They think like, oh, well, I subscribed to you. I got you to where you're at. Really? I don't think you did. Yeah. Maybe you subscribed, and I really do appreciate the people who do subscribe. But one subscriber is like, you know what I'm saying? And I know that the people got me like as a whole from crafting, and I get that. But it was my hard work and my tenacity. And I just feel like if I want to change it to, I don't know, a clown show, then that's what I am entitled to do, because I started this channel back then. But anyway, okay, now I'm just rambling. I hope you guys are all good. And I hope to see you real soon. Love y'all.